All right, good afternoon. My name is Robin Smith. I am doing my PowerPoint presentation on prison labor. Should inmates be used for labor or not, and is it ethical? What does inmate labor consist of? Labor consists of groundwork, maintenance at the prisons. They also perform the janitorial services at the prison. They they do the cooking, the cleaning. Uh, about most of the work that gets done at the prisons are done by the inmates. They provide public works as well, such as maintaining cemeteries, school grounds, parks, road work, construction, forestry work, um, natural disaster cleanup. There's a lot of things that the inmates are involved in everyday life that people probably don't even realize that they're involved in. They also work in the food industry in the prison. They do all the service of the foods and cleaning and all that type of stuff. Is it ethical to use these inmates for these type of laborers? That's the question. How much are the inmates paid for the labor? On average, inmates are paid from little to nothing when compared to non-incarcerated persons for these jobs. Most inmates are make anywhere from nothing to roughly $3 an hour, according to a prison policy initiative. Pay is rate based differently from state to state and from job to job. This is just a diagram of some of the pay from the minimum wages for incarcerated workers in each state. Some of the states that did not have no data for, but as you can see, most of the states, the highest is about 35 cents. And when I was working in the prison system, I seen some of the guys make, anywhere from 50 cents to $1 an hour. $1 an hour was the most I ever seen inmates getting paid in prison here in Richmond County at Morrison Correctional. It's not a lot of money for the jobs they're doing. This is an example of the pay rates from the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections that come out of our class. It goes through how they I took that from the handbook, inmate handbook that was given to us. It explains their pay rate system for the skilled classifications and how they do a step and pay and how it's matched and the skills levels and where you can expect their pay to top out at. So, the history of prison labor. Prison labor is the practice of using incarcerated individuals to perform various types of work, either for government or private industries. It has been used in American prisons since the late 17th century and is rooted from the slavery era. In the 1700s, penal labor can be traced back to colonial times in America, where inmates were commonly used for hard labor such as road construction and agriculture. In the 18th century, 1865 end of the Civil War led to the widespread use of convict leasing in the southern states. This system allowed private companies to lease inmates for labor, often under brutal conditions. In the 1800s, the introduction of the prison farms and industrial farm programs began to formalize inmate labor, with prison working on plantations and factories. Modern day labor use, the 20th century and 1930s, when the Great Depression hit, this increased the use of prison labor because it was cheap. It didn't cost a lot. In 1970s, the war on drugs resulted in a rise in incarceration rates, which led to expanded labor in the markets and prisons. In '79, they had the Prison Industry Enhancement Certification Program was established, allowing inmates to be employed in private sector jobs while ensuring certain labor standards and wages were kept. In the 21st century, the prison labor has grown. It still has low wages, manufacturing, agriculture, kind of same things you see today. There is a focus on rehabilitation mixed in with it, but there's still, a lot of arguments out there that they're not getting paid for the jobs they're doing, and it's not safe for them and things like that. In 2018, there's been reports that inmates are being used for natural disasters and recovery efforts. This is a diagram of how the U.S. prisoners are used for profit. It's kind of a timeline, shows where it started in the 1700s to where we are today. It sort of looks like it stops in that 1983 there. It just gives a timeline of how the U.S. prisoners are used for profit. Concerns of labor use. Prison labor report survey that 70% said they were not able to afford basic necessities with their prison wages. 64% said they felt concerned about safety while working. 70% said they received no formal job training. 76% said they being forced to work for face additional punishment. This comes from the ACLU. This is some of the pros of inmate labor. It keeps inmates busy and out of trouble. Inmates get an opportunity to learn a new skill or job. Inmates labor cuts down on the cost of the prison and taxpayers. Money is generated from the inmates' labor and for a cheaper cost than it would if they had to go out and hire. In my opinion, inmate labor is ethical and we need it. The country already has enough issues as far as trying to get money for the amount of inmates that we are housing today. I think that they are a necessity for the prison system. It helps taxpayers, a whole abundance of things. It helps them learn new trades, new skills. As long as these people are being treated right and they're not being subjected to cruel and unusual punishment, I am all for this inmate labor. I believe it's got to be there. I believe it's important for us. If we don't have it, I think that it would overburden the system, and the end result could cause it to, eventually fall apart or, not be there. And that is just can't. Without that, people can't feel free and safe at home with inmates running free and everything else. This is my references from everything I used and researched to develop this PowerPoint. And that is it. Thank you and have a good day.